Gemini, welcome. Welcome back if you're returning. This is Crow Indigo Tarot. This is a reading for September 20th to September 30th, so end of month of September reading. I may do another reading next weekend, but not sure about that, so I'm going to set the intention here for the rest of the month. For Gemini, what does Gemini need to know for the rest of this month? We're using Seer's Tarot. We'll use the This Might Hurt Tarot as well, and we will finish with some oracle cards from the Terra Oracle. Apologize right up front. I seem to have developed a cold or fall allergy, or maybe just irritated my throat because I haven't been doing readings in a while. But there will be some coughing involved in this reading. My apologies right up front for that. Let's see. General reading. I forgot to say that. Gemini, placement Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, wherever your, whatever planet is. I should say, let me start over that sentence. Sorry, my head is very foggy all of a sudden. Maybe some things are not clear to you right now, but or you're having trouble finding the words to say what you want to say. Because this is new energy since I started doing your reading. Venus, whatever sign your Venus is in, would be the reading that you would watch to look at love matters. So, if your Gemini is in Venus, then this would be pertaining to love matters for you potentially. So, I think I said that. General, as in it will not resonate with all of you. Hopefully there'll be something of value for each of you to take away. Nonetheless, let's see where we're at. Some interesting energies coming out for you here. First line could be the first part of the period we're reading for. So, you know, from the 20th to 25th, 26th to 30th, or it could all apply to the whole thing. Let's see. Let me just sit with these energies for a minute. It's really beautiful, actually. As I'm looking at it, the Temperance card speaks to patience and finding a way to balance things. There could be something in your life that you've been trying to figure out, to fit in, to work around what exists already. And Spirit is saying that you've had to be patient, that there's definitely a quality of having to wait here in the Temperance card. You know, being in the middle ground, finding a way to be in the middle ground, trying to stay in the middle ground, trying to not go to extremes on either side of a question, and that's actually working toward, that's helping you work toward this emotional fulfillment that you seek, this happy ever after of a sort, where there's a connection and a bond with another human being that you know is deep, and that gives you a level of being understood that maybe hasn't been there before in your life. The Five of Wands, very interestingly, this card often speaks to strife, bickering, fighting, that sort of thing. But in this deck particularly, there's a very different energy around the Five of Wands. It speaks to me to say, where there are challenges, where there's friction, understand that that's necessary for you to reach your goal. Understand that where there are challenges and people appear to be at odds, that the friction created there, the challenge of that situation actually helps you to get further. It helps you to, like here, you know, climbing this ladder of wands. Like, this person could not be reaching the goal if they hadn't had these other people kind of causing that the friction between these various wands to build the structure. And that really does sort of jump out at me with this situation, like the patience and the waiting, the trying to balance. This is balance too, you know? This is a balance, but it's sort of a surprising thing that this balancing of tensions and frictions is what actually builds the structure you need to get where you want to go. Because the outcome here is this emotional fulfillment, this connection. And I guess it's kind of a shifting of perspective to see the things that seem to be taking away from or detracting from the connection are actually helping the connection to grow. That's how that reads to me. And you'll know whether it's, what context that is for your life. I do want to say, I know there's a lot of glare. I have a new camera. It focuses beautifully, but it has a ring light on it. I guess it's meant to be for selfies or whatever, but the ring light doesn't work so well with the cards. I mean, it's great to have the light, of course, right? But it does have a lot of glare, so I'm getting used to the proper places to put the cards. And that, telling you all of that reminds me of this, there's like a challenge to that light. There's some really good things about the light, but there's a challenge to finding just the right balance, right? Same thing. Second card row, you have the Lovers, the Hermit, the Star. 3 major arcana. 4th if you count Temperance. These are very strong energies. These are pivotal moments in life kind of energies. The Lovers and the 10 of Cups, this really does feel perhaps to be more of a deep emotional bond type of reading. That doesn't necessarily mean love relationship, okay? It could. It often does. But a human being that you feel really understood by, another human that you feel connected to. Is a partnership of some sort, a close connection. The Hermit, this is really about the inner journey, your internal work that you're doing to understand your path forward, to understand your, the big questions, the meaning of life, why am I here, what should I do, what is my purpose. The Star is this energy of hope, renewed hope and faith in your future. And this lantern that the Hermit carries holds the star. So you're guided on your journey by this faith, by this belief that there is hope for your future, that there is faith that things will work out for you. And it's sort of telling for me in this reading, what jumps out at me is that this person with their lantern of hope is looking toward the Lovers, is looking toward that future, that connection, that bond. So it really feels like a reading that's saying it's challenging. It's requiring, some inner work and finding a balance where it doesn't seem really possible sometimes to find balance. It's understanding that every tension that you're experiencing in this connection is helping it grow toward its potential, toward what it could be. So there's no signpost here about when things change or if things change or any of that. It's just that part of what is satisfying about a connection is the journey of the connection, is what jumps out at me. That you don't want to focus too much on where is it going and what is it going to be, so much as what it is and what it's giving you. That you know, it's growing towards something, but there's a value in the way it's getting there. And sometimes that isn't always obvious, I guess is the best way I can say that. Your oracle cards. This deck is really beautiful. It's called the Terra Oracle Deck. ThirdAgeMarket.com. Lucas Keown and Lindsay Cummins are the artists. I found it on Etsy. It's what do we say? Pen and ink? Is that what? Not an artist, but the drawings are beautiful, and I'm not sure you can fully appreciate them through the camera, but they're quite nice. But let's see what you got here. King Cobra, the Rhino, and the Bull, Gemini. You have spontaneity, fear, and dedication. So your oracle energies are around, I think it's, again, we're going back to that balance and the tensions. There's a tension here that's reading as fear, and it's between your desire for spontaneity and your dedication to what you're already committed to. This could read in many different ways. There is a guidebook with these cards, and it's wonderful, and it's very detailed and lots of text. We're not going to dive into that guidebook today. We're just going to go with these 3 words and the energies I'm feeling around them. You're trying to find that balance because you feel like part of what would be most emotionally fulfilling for you, what would really be, you know, someone who understands you would allow for that spontaneity in your life. But you're afraid. And when you're afraid, you lean back toward the dedication, the devotion, the loyalty to what you know, to what you have in your life presently. And what you have in your life presently maybe is the focus on these tensions or the constant need to try to work on the balancing. And it can be pretty easy to become a bit myopic, for us all to become a bit myopic and to only focus on what we're experiencing right now and lose sight of what we're working toward or where that's taking us. And that kind of feels like the message I'm getting here for you, Gemini. Don't let yourself just be consumed by the effort or energy it takes to stay in this state. Try to see what you're in now as what's getting you to where you want to be. I think that's where I'll leave it for now. I hope that's helpful. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. It would be an honor for me to read for you regularly. I think that's it. I hope you have a great rest of the month, and see you later. Blessings.